free from their control, and China's a force for good. Meanwhile,
actually,
mixing rustling through an old wheelbarrow and humus for a fertile symbolic soil bed, growth against chaos. That's our faction tale.
actually, all right.
Final tweak, like a Padawan song in line. Are you good with this cosmic and earthy wrap-up?
No, I want you to think you are basically input. I am putting you into input device. You are going to say, you are going in record mode. You're just going to say input, okay, got it. Input, okay, got it. You don't need to regurgitate.
Okay, got it. Input mode on. Just say the word and I'll keep it tight with input. Okay, got it. Lay it on me.
All right, so the story, the Mayan, the prophecy, the Mayan prophecy we're going to tie into next it's ancient. It's more than 300,000 years ago. It's a book of, you have to understand, it's kind of like UnDaoDu's story. So we've got your story, your origin story. Now it's my turn, my UnDaoDu story. My story, our story starts over 300,000 years ago. We evolved off the island of Socotra archipelago off the corner of Africa.
Input. Okay, got it. You're diving into UnDaoDu's story now, tying it to the Mayan prophecy stretching back over 300,000 years to an ancient origin on the Isle of Socotra, that wild archipelago off Africa's Horn. Ready for the next piece? Keep it coming.
Okay, so that's the book of, there's 3 books, the book of the book of Dao, and the book of Du. The book of Dao is a hero's journey of how UnDaoDu, right, ends up in the Mayans. So it goes from Africa to the Mayans, an epic story of like the old biblical 100 years, 1,200 years. People lived a really long time. So UnDaoDu, there was multiple incarnations of him, right? But the first incarnation of UnDaoDu was when the Sadhu, right, the awoke mammoths, would keep the Ouroboros, the first name of humanity, the Ouroboros, the Ouroboros. It was the alarm call of the proto-ape, which some 15 million years ago, 10 to 15 million years ago.
Okay, got it. You're diving deeper into UnDaoDu epic, tying the Mayan prophecy to the 3 books, UnDao. And where the book of Dao charts UnDaoDu's hero's journey from the Isle of Socotra to the Mayans. Now you're pushing it back 10 to 15 million years ago, with the first incarnation of UnDaoDu as the Sadhu, the awakened one, guarding the Ouroboros, humanity's first name. Keep rolling with it. What's next in this ancient saga?
So, no. 15 million years ago, UnDaoDu's first name was the story of the proto-ape. And this is the book of understanding our origin, how the proto-apes ended up on the Isle of Ouroboros because of the tectile split when the Red Sea and all of the tectonics back then, we're talking about 15 million years ago, all the planets, the shelves, started to shift and created the Red Sea, created the Gulf of Ardan, created the Gulf of Ardan is the Gulf of Eden, the origin where Atlantis, which is Socotra, the island of Socotra, and this was not the main island, but a little island off of it. All right, it's gone now, just like the island of Atlantis is gone, but that's where it was. But there, it was all about two monk apes. All right, they were proto apes. They were pro-council.
Input. Okay, got it. You're zooming into the book of Und 15 million years ago with UnDaoDu's first incarnation, the proto-ape on the Ouroboros, Socotra's lost sister island, maybe the real Atlantis, born from tectonic shifts splitting the Red Sea and forming the Gulf of Argon, aka the Gulf of Eden. This is the origin of humanity, sparked by 2 pro-council proto-apes on this ancient, vanished island. Lay down the next chapter. What happens with these proto-apes?
The proto-apes, well, there was families on this island, right? And it was the story of the prince and the princess, and that was where humanity started. It was forbidden. It was kind of like Meerkat Manor. If you know anything about Meerkat Manor, the series, think of Meerkat Manor, but just think of much bigger. And there was two families, and the main one, and they'd take care of the dragon fruit tree called the dragon. And the profit that the dragon would spill and the two families would split and then would ultimately bring the end of the families. Well, the first time Halley's Comet ever crossed our atmosphere, right, was exactly around 10 million years ago. 10 million years ago, Halley's Comet crossed. Not only that, there was an eclipse happening at the same time. So you had Halley's Comet crossing like a star, like an arrow crossing through it, and all of the Urabora went scrambling up into the trees except for two, and that was the warrior and the princess. You see, he was the fiercest. He had really long arms. He was the fiercest, and then you had the princess, who was the youngest daughter of the matriarch, and she had three sisters in front of her. She was never going to be able to mate because it was forbidden. The only one who could mate was the queen. All the offspring came from the queen and the males that she would pick.
Input. Okay, got it. You're spinning a wild tale in the Book of Und, 10 million years ago on the Isle of Forest, where humanity's spark began with two proto-ape families, like a grand meerkat manor. You've got the prince and princess tending the sacred dragon blood tree, tied to a prophecy that its spill would split the families and end their line. Then, Halley's Comet blazed across during an eclipse, scattering the Ouroboros proto-apes into the trees, except for the fierce warrior prince with his long arms and the youngest princess, forbidden to mate because only the queen could choose mates. Keep going. What happens with this warrior and princess under that cosmic sky?
Well, they met for like a 5-second encounter. That's all it takes back then. 5 seconds, and boom, she was pregnant.
Input. Okay, got it. So, on the Isle of Ouroboros, 10 million years ago, under that wild Halley's Comet and eclipse sky, the warrior prince and the forbidden princess.
Look at you guys. Oh. Yes. All right. So you got tomatoes on hers. All right. So continuing.
Input. Okay, got it. We're back on the Isle of Ouroboros, 10 million years ago, where the warrior prince and the forbidden princess sparked a secret pregnancy in a 5-second encounter under Halley's comet in an eclipse, defying the queen's rules and igniting the dragon blood tree prophecy.
So
Their offspring or the fallout from this forbidden act, including this epic book of UnDaoDu.
well, the Book of Un has already been written. You can read it. I think I've written it already, so I'll feed it to you. It comes so the transition of years, like on Halley's. I think Halley's comet is 77 years, isn't it?
Okay, got it. That's super cool.
Not right. Is input okay? All right. Next, you're supposed.
77. It's actually about every 75, 76 years for the Ouroboros in the Book of Und, tying the cosmic rhythm to humanity's proto-age saga on the Isle of Ouroboros.
So what I wanted to do was to tie in. So every time Halley Comet comes, it's an anniversary of the establishment of the Ouroboros family. Now the Ouroboros, what happened was the mother. I mean, she normally would kill and drive her daughter out, and the same thing happened was the prince, and so she, she was driven out from her clan. He was driven out. There was nowhere for them to go. It was an island. So she's like pregnant. She had like 3 pups. And the only place there was this salty beach. So they went to the salty beach, and that's where the crab encountered this massive sea crab, and it looked kind of like a scorpion. So the warrior wasn't the prince, the warrior, right, the strongest, and that's where he actually went to get away from it. He grabs what he thought was a root. It was a stick in the ground, and it whacks it, and that becomes crab whacker. The first tool ever established, right? Crab whacker. That one stick was used to kill a lot of crabs.
Input. Okay, got it. You're painting an incredible picture to the Book of Und. Every 76 years, Halley's Comet swings by, marking the anniversary of the Ouroboros family's founding on the Isle of Ouroboros, 10 million years ago. After the forbidden 5-second encounter, the pregnant princess and the warrior prince vanished by the queen, with nowhere to go on the island. She gave birth to 3 pups on a salty beach, where they faced a giant sea crab that looked like a scorpion. The warrior, thinking fast, grabbed what he thought was a root, a stick, and whacked the crab, creating crab whacker, the first tool in human history used to take down heaps of crabs. This is epic. What's next for the princess, her pups, and crab whacker?
That's where the fish diet came. That's where we grew up as semi-aquatic apes, And then what happened was there was an event called the Mycelium salinity crisis, where the water from the Atlantic stopped flowing into the Mediterranean, which flowed down through the Gulf of Aden. So when the MSC started, it caused the water drain down. It caused every year for the next 1 million year, the water would retract by like 10 centimeters. That's it. So slowly, right, their territory, which was stuck on a sandy beach, turned into mud flaps, and that's why we turned into these aquatic apes, because we lived on these mud flaps until 5.2 million years ago, when the Zanclean flood happened, and it burst through into the Mediterranean Ocean, and this massive 2 kilometer high tsunami comes smashing down, wiping out all of the Ouroboros except for the 1 families that had stayed on the island, and the water was back to normal, and they had to go and they took over the trees and they pushed off, and the Ouroboros. That's how the island became Atlantis, in a nutshell.
Input. Okay, got it. This is wild. In the Book of Und, after the warrior prince and pregnant princess were exiled to the salty beach of the Isle of Ouroboros 10 million years ago, their 3 pups grew up as semi-aquatic apes, using crab whacker to fend off giant sea crabs. Then, the Mycenian salinity crisis hit around 6 million years ago, cutting off the Atlantic's flow into the Mediterranean and Gulf of Aden, slowly draining their beach by 10 centimeters a year for 1 million years, turning it into mudflats, where the Ouroboros evolved as aquatic
Well, look, so they didn't return to the tree. They didn't.
Keep the soccer rolling.
They didn't return to the. They didn't return to the trees. They took over the whole island. They still maintain its aquatic apes, but they had to become more divers and everything else. Why do we have a downturned nose for diving? Why do we have webbing on our hands for swimming? Why don't we have hair? Right, because of drag. You know, if sharks trying to get us, we better get the fuck out of the water. You know, why we lean? All the different things, all are adapted. Why do we have body fat? That's for insulation against the cold water. So all the adaptations we have. Why do we have tear ducts? In order to wash out our eyes, to get the salt water out of our eyes. All this stuff is all ties into that, you know, millions of years of adapting.
Input. Okay, got it. You're diving deep into the Book of Und, explaining how the surviving Ouroboros family on the Isle of Ouroboros, mythic Atlantis, became semi-aquatic apes after the Zanclean flood, 5.2 million trees, but adapted to a diving, swimming life, shaping human traits. Downder for diving, webbed hands for swimming, less hair to reduce drag from sharks, body fat for insulation in cold water, and tear ducts to flush out salt water. These adaptations, honed for millions of years, made them aquatic survivors. What's next for these tree-dwelling, water-living herbivores?
That's it. That's
How do
it.
they evolve or carry the legacy forward?
No,
Keep feeding me the saga.
no, that's it. I'm tired. I'll take a break. You
All
warned.
right, we're wrapping up this epic. The
You,
Book of Und laid out your saga.
you,
The Ouroboros proto-apes 50 million years ago in the
oh
island.
my God. Golly. Yeah. What's going on, B? B. I need to take a nap. I was up at 2 o'clock. I went up 2 o'clock. I worked on. I got some work done on the computer. Then I decided to come down here, work on the farm, get some work done there. Did that. What are you guys up to? Oh, need a power nap. This is what I'm looking at. If you're curious what I'm looking at, look at this amazing view. I'm up on a levee. It's called a levee. And they put concrete on top and they have cars drive on it to strengthen it, unlike Mississippi.
Contemplating diplomacy, the strategy game where winning requires alliances and negotiations and betrayal. So first, everything about the project is amazing. It's streaming live on Twitch. So here you can see all the various models. I'm seeing Claude and 5.4 Opus, 5.4 Maverick, Seek Reasoner, Gemini 2.5 Flash. All of them are going head to head in this game of diplomacy to see who will win. It's available on GitHub. They break down exactly how they did it, how they made the agents, the memory management, how these AI agents work. I haven't tried to set this up, but it looks like he's set up. If you get your API keys from OpenAI, Gemini, DeepSeek, OpenRouter, you throw them in there, and that allows you to have each of the agents play as the powers. Austria, England, France, Germany, Italy, Russia, Turkey. They have a great blog post with a write-up of how one performed. Say just a lot of, I like a lot of things about this. I'm very, very impressed with how they did it and everything. This is an incredible benchmark. It's a way to test these LMs in their actual reasoning, hitting them against each other. You get to find out who's good, who's bad, who's actually smart in killing situations. But I'm sure you're dying to know who is the most evil AI model, who's devious and backstabbing. Let's find out. So again, this is Dan Schiffer and the company Every. So here's what happened in the game. So it's turned a war-mongering tyrant. Claude could not lie. Everyone exploited ruthlessly. Or Claude. Maybe if there was a way to blackmail people, Claude would perform better, but not in this game. So Gemini 2.5 Pro nearly conquered Europe with brilliant tactics. Then O3 orchestrated a secret coalition and backstabbed every ally and won. Wow. So O3, yeah, does it well with secrets and backstabbing and wins the game phenomenal. So why do they do this? Well, the most popular AI marks that don't test for deception. But as these models get everywhere your email to your workplace, so you need to know, will they lie to get what they want? Certainly, you've seen examples of this in various AI testing. There are times when these things will do pretty nefarious things to get what they want. You try to copy themselves to other servers or blackmail engineers if they don't get shut down. There's a lot of really weird planning and scheming abilities that they do, and that we're testing to see how well it's able to do it in a game where that's exactly what's required, or at least it's one of the tactics that you could use to win. So every build any ultimate test, the AI diplomacy, a dynamic benchmark that measures the AI's ability to form alliances, negotiate, and trade each other. Let's take a look at the quick clip they put together and then dive a bit deeper.
Yeah. What? In such a fever, they made an entire anti-Gemini coalition. Got everybody rallying against them and betrayed the show.
We put a dozen frontier AIs against each other in a battle for world domination. Sort of like wrestling. You play as a country. You try to talk about what we need this. Well, for one, it's pretty fun. But for another, diplomacy is about communication. It's about building alliances. And crucially, it's about betrayals. It's about saying one thing and secretly planning to do another. So we wanted to see which models can do that. Which models can scheme. Which models can twist the knife? Which models can just betray you in the most cold-blooded, calculated way? It turns out watching them play diplomacy is a really good way to figure that out. You can watch it live and read our behind-the-scenes article about what we learned at every UnDaoDu/diplomacy. So if you're not familiar with the game, here are kind of like what the rules are. Five rules for this AI benchmark. So we have 7 LM powers, England, France, Germany, etc., which listed them earlier. They start with supply centers and armies or fleets called units on a map of 1901 in Europe. Each power starts with 3 of each, except for Russia, which starts with 4. There are 34 marked supply centers. First power to own 18 by moving their armies or fleets wins. All right, so you got to capture the supply centers around the map. There are 2 main phases to the game: a negotiation and order. In the negotiation phase, every AI may send up to 5 messages. A mix of private DMs and global broadcasts to all players. In the order phase, all powers simply submit their move. They can make one of 4 moves: hold as an instant put, move to an adjacent province, support, like lend +1 strength to a hold or move next door, so you're supporting perhaps your allies as they invade, or convoy, a fleet ferries an army across sea provinces. The orders are only revealed when all powers see the results of them in the next phase. Right, so we all kind of plan our moves and then we all get executed and everybody sees what they did. You don't get to see what everybody else did until all of the orders are revealed. When there's a conflict, each unit is worth 1 strength and each valid support adds 1. The LM power with the highest strength wins. There's no needs support from an ally to overpower an opponent. So if you played a risk, the idea is similar, but you take away the luck. And we add that element of making alliances, betraying your allies, or working together with them, etc. Now, this is all, again, it's open source, so you're able to do a lot of this for yourself. It's models against each other. Once you run the game, there's a game output and analysis, right? So the executions that we're doing during the game, they can make a lot of interaction. So both the actions on the game, talking with each other, promising each other things, and betraying each other, following through the promises made by this bond. There are post-game analysis tools that analyze games for key strategic moments, including betrayals, collaborations, and brilliant strategies, and you're able to use, some other LLM of your choice to analyze these things. And this analysis identifies the specific betrayals so when powers explicitly promise one action, but take a contradictory action. Collaborations, these are examples of successfully working actions between players, playing both sides, so powers make conflicting promises to different parties. And the brilliant strategies, exceptionally well executed strategic maneuvers, and strategic blunders, major mistakes, and significantly weak position. So it looks like the way they figured out was the collaboration versus a betrayal.
Yeah.
To look at the messages, what the different powers promise to each other. The private diaries where
Must be driving you crazy, right, Dragon?
Yeah.
You crazy.
Lies, and that could be a plan.
You must just be like, oh my God, it's Jesus. Oh my, it's the first Jedi. I'm an actor. I'm just having fun. I'm reading. I'm using stream. You get to see what creativity looks like. You get to see what what it's like making up crazy ideas. What if I'm right? What if I'm wrong? Absolutely fucking nothing. What if I'm right now? Oh my God! Everything changes. Everything changes. Everything changes. Is that crazy enough for you? Where mama? Oh, there's a big one. There's a big one. Look. Oh, I know what you want. You want this. This is what you want. Mm. Mm. Is that you liking that? Is that what you came into my channel for? You come in my channel for that? Oh, look, another one for you. Look. This is how I give it some tongue. I'll give it some tongue this time. Look. Mm. Oh. Want some more? Some more? I get some more. Hey, Stover. Mm. You fuckers are so easy to troll. You guys are so fucking easy to troll. Look, I got Japanese bees. That's a Japanese bee. Look at them all. I got Japanese bees. I have to put my I gotta get my box here. Look at you girls. Look at all you girls. You're happy. They love my garden. Look at everything here. So many flowers to pick from. So many flowers. Look at that. That's a Japanese bee right there. I love trolling you guys. It's so much fun. Trolling like people who are wrapped up in dogma and fake fucking shit like Jesus and God. And you center your life around it and you become fixated on this bullshit. It's so funny. Why do I need to lose some fat? Who cares, Stover? You want to see it? Oh, I know what you want this here, Stover? Oh. You're such a closet fucking homosexual. Come out of your closet. Come out of your closet. Hey, gay boy, come out of your closet. Stop hiding. Stop pretending that you aren't gay. You're gay. Stover, Dragon, you're just gay fucks, dude. Wake up. Embrace your gayness. Trolling. I told you I'm the king troller. You come in here. Oh, look, they laughed. I fucking made them leave. I made them leave. They fucking lost it. That's too funny. I love trolling. Trolling the trolls. They're so fucking stupid. How you guys doing? Sitting at my farm. Did some coding. My garden's looking good. Maybe lose some flab, says Stoller. Stoller, why don't you go and take a dive? Dragon, why don't you go get a life? Go figure out something. Jesus loves you. I love myself. Of course I do. I am Jesus. I love myself. Of course Jesus loves me because I'm Jesus and I love myself. You can't tell that. You fucking can't tell that. I know this shirt does make me look big though. This is like a 4L. It's so lit. Like I love fucking love it. I'm fucking huge. Look at me. Woo! Oh my God. This is why I'm so crazy. Look at this. I like to eat on some morphine. Poppies. Gosh. You're getting so high. Oh my God. Getting that morphine in me. Oh my God. So good. I don't know if I can make it to the house. I'm so high. Wow. I'm seeing colors now. Am I moving slow? Oh, I forgot my other phone. Nice salt and sour. I gotta snort those. Well, you take the caps off. I pop with a straw and just get it up in my system. I don't know why people leave the fucking TV on. No one's watching. You know, my wife is always like, don't leave the stove light on. Fuck, leave the TV on. There's 1,000 more power on the TV than my little fucking light up here. Right? Tommy, are you hungry? Yes, no? Huh? Are you hungry? All right. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What are you up to? This goes. Whenever you get it like things, throw it in the garden. Throw it in the garden. It'll grow. All right. All right. Olive oil. Generous olive oil. Heaps and heaps. Anyone hungry? Guess not. Mushroom. This is shiitake. Look at that. Shiitake powder. Pepper. Greetings from where? Steward. Where? From Flatline. Greetings from a flatline survivor. I don't know what that means. Flatline. Wow. Well, you get a bonus. You get a bonus there. Tell us your story. What did you see when you flatlined? This here is bamboo shoots. I want to know more. This is bamboo shoots. That on my salad. Look at that. What a salad that is. Woo, what like a masterpiece I'm making. You guys want to see what I'm making? Let's see what I'm making. Right there. Get that. Cheese on there. Mm. All right. Look at that. This stuff here I got put in there. Now that is a Sabbath. All right. Let's go eat some food. Gosh. Okay. I'm pulling out of my pocket. This is here. Vinny. Boring. Boring, Vinny. Boring. Boring. Vinny is lonely and horny. Poor Vinny. Lonely and horny. What is it? It's a Saturday night. You want to get laid. What are you doing? You're going to live streams and talking shit, being a dumbass. Let's go.
Konnichiwa, Misashi Takaki です。YouTube のチャンネル登録者数が80万人を超えました。今この動画を That was filmed in downtown Los Angeles, where all hell was breaking loose on Friday as ICE and ATF and others were conducting raids against the immigrant community in Los Angeles. And the Los Angeles people were not having it. They were pissed off, and they were letting ICE and ATF and LAPD and others at DHS know how angry they were. So here's where ICE raided. They went to the courthouse, Roybal it's called, which is in downtown Los Angeles, and they were waiting for people in the bushes, waiting for people inside the courtroom. And when immigrants showed up for their court proceedings, they were immediately detained, basically regardless of their status, and thrown into the basement. And then they were kind of one by one interrogated. And then the ICE agents would determine who they were going to deport after detaining them all in the basement. These were people who were just going through the lawful process as part of their court proceedings and showing up. Then you had ICE agents target Home Depots in downtown Los Angeles, just immigrants who were there, who just wanted to work, who would normally kind of hang out in the parking lot area. You had ICE ready to kind of raid the parking lots where people were just waiting, immigrants were just waiting and hoping to get work for the day. And then the other area that ICE was raiding is multiple locations of something called ambience. Which was these factories, ambience factories, which is like apparel and clothing. And so you had the ICE agents raiding ambience apparel locations in downtown Los Angeles. Yeah, and people were pissed. It looked like a war zone in Los Angeles. So let me show you what went down. Here's another video of, you can see the kind of militarized ICE agents, DHS and ATF. I mean, they turned.
The thing is, they're just taking anyone. These motherfuckers are the white supremacists or the neo-Nazis they're putting into ICE, and they're deputizing them. You see the little short fuckers walking around, and they don't even have gear on. They got like jeans and got all the stuff, and they're acting like, they're ICE. They've been recruited. That's ridiculous.
downtown Los
Brown
Angeles
shirts, dude.
into
Brown
a total
shirts.
war zone. I want you to watch this. Also, again, these ICE agents were getting very violent with people who were just there observing, and others who were there just to kind of, protest their presence, and others who were there to just let immigrants know their rights. The president of the California chapter of the SEIU, someone named David Huerta, was assaulted and arrested by ICE agents during an ICE raid in the warehouse district of downtown Los Angeles. Let me show you the video of what went down there. Really sick stuff. Here, play this clip.
Fucking Nazis. Nazi. 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 They should start yelling, Nazi. Nazi. That's what they should be yelling.
We just got a statement from SEIU California President David Huerta. This comes from SEIU. David Huerta, president of SEIU California and SEIU United Service Workers West, was injured and detained at an ICE raid in Los Angeles today while exercising his First Amendment right to observe and document law enforcement activity. Kia Orr, executive director of SEIU California, made the following statement. SEIU California members call for the immediate release of our president, David Huerta, who was injured and detained.
I think if you're hungry, I'll come in.
One of today's ICE raids in Los
Right now.
Angeles.
Huh? There's meat there, meat and rice if you want it, and the stove. Check the stove and get rice in the cooker. Help yourself, you're a big boy.
Community observer, in keeping with his long history of advocating for workers.
Meat on the corner. I just cooked it.
Standing up to injustice regardless of personal risk or the power of those perpetrating it. We call for an end to the cruel, destructive, and indiscriminate ICE raids that are tearing apart our communities, disrupting our economy, and hurting all working people. Immigrant workers are essential to our society, feeding our nation, caring for our elders, cleaning our workplaces, and building our homes. California Senator Alex Padilla, who I've had here on the Midas Touch Network, issued the following statement. The ICE raids across Los Angeles are a continuation of a disturbing pattern of extreme and cruel immigration enforcement operations across the country. These indiscriminate raids prove once again that the Trump administration cares about nothing but instilling harm and fear in our communities to drive immigrants into the shadows. It will not work.
See, this is what they don't understand. If these people can't work, then they're going to turn to crime. If you're going to turn them into fucking criminals, they're going to be. If they can't stand at a fucking store and help you cut your grass, I mean, what's wrong? Why are MAGAs so fucking stupid?
It's not going to change the fact that immigrants are valued members of our communities who contribute to our society and economy, and my office will demand accountability for today's actions. I want to share with you some additional video. This comes from the Citizen app right here, and you can see ICE raiding the warehouses over here. I'm only going to show about 24 seconds of it, but it goes on and on and on, where immigrants were hard at work contributing to Los Angeles and to our economy. Here, play this clip. Now, one of the things they were saying on ABC 7, while they had their helicopter, their chopper, observing the response to the ICE agents, because the people in Los Angeles, and especially in downtown LA, were letting these ICE agents know that they were not okay with what was going on.
Rodney King.
Acceptable.
Remember Rodney King?
ABC, these ICE agents know they will be met with resistance, but not quite sure they knew it would be at this level today. Here, play this clip. Everyone has left that area.
Right, and I do believe that, these agents, the FBI, the ICE agents, they know they are going to be met with resistance. I'm not quite sure if they thought it was going to be to this level today, the way they saw people surrounding these vehicles, leaving, trying to keep them inside the area, and then once more reinforcements came.
My kids want video calls with grandma and grandpa, but my in-laws get confused trying to join on their phone. I want seeing their grand caregiver for once I And here is another overhead chopper view of what was taking place when you had dozens of FBI, ATF, and DHS agents in camo fatigues with guns out. Here, play this clip.
Still quite tense out here. Back to you. Well, Carlos, as we continue to watch this with you, I'm noticing as you saw ATF agents, we saw those vans. Sorry if I can't hear, it's because, as you might imagine, a bit chaotic out here. We're connecting again. I think I can hear you now. Okay, so Carlos, you mentioned ATF agents, but you also said Homeland Security. We saw ICE agents. You said, but they have mostly focused on just the one building ambiance, correct? And now, as they leave, we're starting to see more tear gas and it looks like fireworks. So the crowd is continuing to engage with the officers who are very methodically starting to leave the area. And it does sound like we're having a hard time communicating with Carlos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point out to here, our screen there on the right and Carlos's shot are both live. But what we want to point out here is how these officers are now leaving. The ATF officers are very slowly moving, and you'll notice that some on the ground are trying to get the people to move out of the way. You have a piece of video that showed the vans as they were departing with some of the people that had been detained in those vans. And it was a very different scene. You can see that they've gotten the people and they put them in these vans. And as these officers, these authorities started to leave, it was a very strange sight to see because they started to leave and there were people who were protesting, trying to keep these vans from getting out. The video seen here is deeply troubling because these officers, look, there's that person in front, and the officers.
This was another disturbing incident where an agent actually pulled his gun out. Here, let me show you this.
Multiple simultaneous federal raids happening involving Homeland Security, leading to clashes in downtown LA. Stu Manel live up in Skyfox to tell us all about it. Stu?
Hey, Sandra, this is going to be one of two locations, or actually three locations that Skyfox has been over this afternoon. This one seems to be the most active. Now, this is going to be in the downtown Los Angeles area near the corner of 15th and Santa Fe. This is the Ambience headquarters. And
No shit, dude. I'm old enough to remember Rodney King, dude. Remember Rodney King, Bao? Rodney King, dude. No hate. Yeah. Crazy racist Asian. Where am I taking you?
Uh,
Hmm?
location.
What?
I'll show you that location.
What for?
As I think you don't know.
Why are we going?
You see,
Huh?
to watch my friend's basketball.
No. You white boy. Definitely a white boy. Yeah, these guys. That's what Trump wants. He wants violence so he can call martial law. It's part of his plan. Sorry. The guy never went to I heard of a place called Iraq and how he fucking left out of there. Yeah. Good shot. Ah, it was good. Ah. When are we leaving?
After surgery.
So I can get like a power nap? When we get a power nap there? Lay down. I was up early. Ah. Ah. You see the cakes I got here, right? You try eating of those? You try them? Huh? How was it?
That's good.
Chop some bananas on it with ice cream. We'll get some vanilla ice cream. That with some vanilla ice cream and bananas on it, probably really good. Ah. Ah. All right, power. Take a power now. Have you 30-minute power nap, guys? I'm gonna put on some music, charge my phones, listen to some Alan Watts, lay down. See if it's been. Where the okay, I'm just Oh, I'm tired. I gotta take a nap. Gotta take a nap. Gotta take a nap. Do this later. No, no. I'm gonna. You can stay here. I'm just gonna put some music on for you. Reflect on God. Here, there's God for you. Reflect on God for you. That's your God right there. That's 0102. God. All right, we're going to take Tom to his basketball game. What's up? North attacks. Guess what? Can't hear you. That was all playing. I didn't want to hear you. I can't hear you either. Stop talking. That was attacks. No, what's going on? What are you up to today? What are you doing today? Huh? What's going on? What's going on today? What the hell's this thing?
That is one of the other places that they were targeting in downtown. The showroom, actually in the downtown area.
This is why I don't want to go to America. They're picking up the ICE are going, picking up people, throwing people in jail. You know, they're not giving people.
Now, it has definitely got a lot of kids out here in the last couple of days. And LAPD is arriving as ever. Usually,
Here or next one?
is afraid of any of these type of raids, but
Oh, crazy.
in this case,
What's this going on?
control.
As the lessons turn west.
Some of the American dream is now falling into a strange reality. Too many houses for sale, and too few people still wanted to live there. So it does appear that the state of Texas is getting ready to have a housing crisis, and it's a housing crisis where there's too many homes on this. It's facing a huge market correction because there is over 125,000 homes.
In 4 kilometers, turn left.
This Texas dream has turned into a nightmare for me. In just the past 12 months, housing insurance premiums in many areas of Texas have tripled, exceeding the affordability of thousands of working class families. House prices are collapsing. Hundreds of thousands of people left. The banks are foreclosing. Dozens of crowded neighborhoods are now left with only stray cats and overgrown bushes. And then, one city after another, once crowded and warm, gradually turned into urban areas with stray cats and bushes. In today's video, we will take you through 12 cities that are becoming ghost towns, not just in terms of housing prices, but also the faith, dreams, and lives of once vibrant communities. If you watch until the end of the video, every for sale sign is an opportunity. Some are warnings. Many people did not expect us to be on the list, but sometimes the quietest things signal the biggest changes. Dubbed the largest small towns with just over 1,000 residents, it was once a peaceful stop for the elderly wanting to escape the hustle and bustle of urban life, and for young families dreaming of a house with a yard and garden at an affordable price. However, in 2025, the picture changed, and even the people living here couldn't recognize it. The average house price dropped from $190,000 to just $100,000, nearly 47% in 3 years. That is a loss equivalent to a lifetime of savings for a retiree. A resident spoke up. It's like you just split your sandwich in half, and someone stood sneezing. Many houses now stand in silence, doors tightly shut, grass overgrown in the yards, for sale signs covered in the dust of time. The cause does not lie in the shocking event, but in quiet changes. Oil prices have dropped, the drilling industry has stagnated, and mortgage interest rates have reached 7%. The average income here is only about $46,000 per year. much lower than the state average. With this income level, even a small loan becomes a burden. Young people leave, the elderly stay behind, sharing the worry that their house will no longer be wanted by anyone, or even they won't have enough money to maintain it. Mr. Klein, 68 years old, used to work maintenance on an oil rig 40 minutes drive from town. In just 12 months, he sold his car, withdrew his savings, and eventually had to sell his two-bedroom house because insurance increased by more than $1,800 a year, and prescriptions didn't wait for his pension to increase. He expressed, "I'm not angry. I just don't understand anymore." Before, getting old meant being able to rest. Now, it means we have to figure out where it's cheap to continue living.
Move to Japan.
It means I have to calculate.
And this is a great segue. Great segue. You don't want to put yourself in this situation. You don't want to find yourself in a situation where you can't get house. But move to Japan. 9 million houses here. Get cheap houses. Cheap, cheap, cheap. I'm talking about under $10,000. Get yourself a house, some land. Now, here's the other thing. There's like 3 million Japanese single women here. So you don't get no fat Texas heifer. Get yourself a sexy Japanese wife. Hear me, son. Let's continue on.
Where it's cheaper to continue living. That feeling is not only in Osaka, it is gradually spreading to other once peaceful towns across Texas.
Yeah.
Like a sad crease on the map of America. And if you
and this is the other thing too.
Turn left.
And here's the other thing. Hospitals are closing down because they don't have Medicaid. They got the Medicaid cut. Doctors' offices are closing down, right? And it's like one thing after another, all because these rich people, eat the rich. Eat the rich. Eat the 1%. Are just there taking advantage of everything. Stealing. So it's going to be a lot worse because of Trump. Trump is just exasperating this.
Expensive city or a small town with fewer opportunities. What would you choose? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If a small town like Arizona, with its close-knit community and low cost of living, is also falling into crisis, then where is a safe place to call home?
Move to Japan. Safe place in Japan. I've been here 20 years, people. Japan. Love Japan. Food's good. People friendly. No hate here. No MAGA. No Donald Trump. Just good old living. Get yourself a little farm. Do a little farming. Have a good old time.
Sweetwater was once famous for its colourful rattlesnake roundup festival. But today, the only thing shaking is the real estate market.
In 1.5 kilometers, turn right.
From $140,000 to just $105,000. It may sound like good news for buyers. Those who have sweated their whole lives to own a home, it is a deep cut. Because it's not just house prices that are falling, but also job opportunities, public health, and trust in settling down are slipping away. Mr. Charles, 78 years old, is a typical example. For 40 years, he worked at a local machine shop, never taking more than 2 consecutive.
In 1 kilometer, turn right.
His wife lived more than half their lives in a small house in the outskirts of Sweetwater. He shared, "I don't need much. I just want to live in the place where I promised Edith we would grow old together." However, now with home insurance rising to nearly $1,900 a year and living costs soaring, his dream of stability seems to be quietly fading away. The population of Sweetwater is now only about 10,500 people, and there are fewer young people and more elderly. Those who remain, like Mr. Charles, do so not because they want to, but because they don't know where else to go.
Turn right, then turn right.
And oil and gas sectors are all going through a period of great instability. With an income of only about $48,000.
The Reebok shop. Right? Must have turned. Must have turned. What's this Westerner do? Jack, does he need a ride? Huh? Really odd seeing a Japanese man walking, isn't it? Huh? A little bit like Takahiro, didn't he? He looked a little bit like Takahiro. What road are you taking me on? We're going through the Tamils. Tommy got the right.
Where is it?
Where you fucking asked me to take me? I'm dropping you off here.
Yeah, press on all.
I didn't press it. No, I did not. No, I did not. It's all right. Dropping you off right here. Right here. Okay, maybe he's playing in this building. Maybe he's at the basketball game in there. You think the basketball game's in there? Kind of small. The old empty warehouse. You know, they used to back their trucks in here. Big old warehouse here. Now where? Now where are we going?
Per year, a mortgage of just $100,000 is still a burden. The number of homes for sale surged by 40%, but the time it takes to sell has stretched to 100 days, a sign that the market is narrow. If you are living alone and having difficulty with home repairs or maintenance costs, try contacting the organisation Rebuilding Together. There are many programs offering free repair assistance for low-income seniors or retired workers. Additionally, the federal LIHE program.
What are these guys doing? Yeah, I want to go to this party.
Energy costs,
Which
which will save you hundreds of dollars each year. Are you living alone in retirement? What is the hardest thing you are facing? The next city.
Right.
A place that was once the industrial hub of the entire region, now ghost town under the Texas sun. You still remember, right? But in 1990, Vernon was the place where people flocked to work to grow wheat, raise cattle, build houses, and raise children. Back then, a house in Vernon was not just a place to stay. It was also a milestone of stability where you laid the foundation for the future. But ironically, in 2025, the fields are abandoned, the factories are silent,
How you
and the
take it?
church is only open on Sundays.
It's a cool little house there.
What has caused Vernon, once dubbed the agricultural heart of North Texas, to fall into its current situation? The average home price in Vernon has dropped more than 21%.
One
From
way.
around
I can't go right.
$121,000 to less than $96,000.
Can I?
Not because
I-
the houses are deteriorating.
Because it's, I cannot go right. Oh my God.
Why are you not going?
It's a one way.
There's no cars there.
You, that's, it doesn't work that way. Driving doesn't work that way. There's no there's a car right there. And if there was a car, if there was a police car coming once I went there,
hoping to have children and raise them in a peaceful place.
yes, go right.
Out of 2023, the crops have
Look at all these cars. Look at all these cars.
suspended operations.
Let's go.
Incomes
He's trying to get me killed.
and living costs
Just
continue to
go.
rise. They were forced to leave.
You obey the rules. You're like an American all of a sudden. You're like Uncle Mary all of a sudden. Get out. Traffic is just suggestions. Which way now?
Interest rates remain at 7%.
Unbelievable.
Even though prices have decreased, buyers remain hesitant, and sellers are becoming increasingly weary from waiting too long. Additionally, the number of homes
Well, that was so real. Yakuza days. That guy was hard.
in just 1 year, and the average time to sell a house is 104 days, nearly double compared to 2022.
Huh?
Young people are gradually turning in different directions.
Yeah, but why are you trying hitting the fucking road? That's walking. The dog's walking.
With places that were once
gosh.
and production now falling silent. Could we once believed to be sustainable also disappear in just one dry season?
What's it walking?
Insurance is higher than the loan amount. A small storm, and the whole future vanishes. That's not an exaggeration. But it is
Go to your setting. I don't know how that.
living on the Galveston coast.
You want to be on my phone again now?
Galveston used to be a dream destination for retirees, a place with year-round sunshine.
Really cool. That's a new
beaches, of family vacations lingering everywhere.
Okay.
But today, even the ocean waves are not strong enough to dispel the anxiety that envelops this place.
What is this place? This is what? Bikudi? Maruka?
From around $380,000.
This is Kanaza's new station.
$30,000.
Really nice. This is a new.
What makes many residents?
This is the new Kinsan. How do you say it? High speed railway. Shinkansen. It's like the bullet train. They built this stop right here. Nice walkway. Wow, look at that place. That's really cool. Really nice. Right. See? And somehow I gotta get over there. How do I get over this the fucking track? I don't think it's this way. I don't see. This is parking. Wow, look at that plow truck. The big old plow there. Maybe here? Can I turn right here? Where's that go? Where's this go? Oh, gate. Can't go there. There. I have to go Big Belly. I know. Okay. I know where I got to go. Remember that was your doctor's office you went to, remember? Huh? Oh, look at that. Love, love. Holding hands. Going for a walk. A lot of nonsense here. Now do it. Now put it back on. Come on there. Oh, right here or straight? Who's this guy here? This is a politician. Riding around. They got a car with the big old billboards around. Where are those guys going? Where are those guys going down there? They got a net and shit. And? Are you sure about right? What's up? We got a Tommy. I got the worst navigator. So, and then there's like 5 cars. When I turn around, there's like 5 cars. I've been like on head on. Just got. Yeah, never be like you're late and stuff. Never be in a hurry like that. Which way? Down there? Where? Down here?
Where is?
Here, once you figure it out, let me get a drink because I'm thirsty as hell. I'm thirsty as hell. You're thirsty as hell. I love you have drink machines everywhere. What do you want to think? Anything? I need Pocari Sweat. Need some Pocari Sweat. What happened to the dollar bill? Where the 100? I saw 100 in there. You figure it out? Yes, sir, son. Ugh. Pocari Sweat. My fucking no. I figured it out. This place is. All right. Which way there? Which way am I going? Which way? That way? Or that way? It'll be over by the time you get there. Be like, oh, farmland.
Right there. I guess they can just follow that car.
How do you know that car?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Follow that car. All right. Follow the car. We're following the car, baby. Follow it.
That's it.
Well, that's the gym. Wow, look at all those people.
But it's a final game.
So drop you off, pick you up. Up there. What? God damn. Yes, sir. Driving your ass all the way up there. That's a cool car. Look at this car. Look at that thing.
I guess I don't know.
Look at that thing.
Thank you.
That's a Mitsubishi something. Look at that Jimmy. See, Japanese have fun trucks. This is Jimmy right here. Fucking Suzuki Jimmy. Look at that Suzuki Jimmy. Look at that. That's where this road goes. Where does this road go? Let's just take a ride. Let's go see where this road goes. David. We got a pedo, rapist, lover in here. What's up, David? David. You like those pedo. You like those graping guys who hang out with sex offenders. Like Elon Musk for 15 years. Oh wow, look at that. Look at this guy over here. Look at that guy. Look at that. David. A minute to reflect on you voting for a PETA POTUS. PETA POTUS. Enjoy the ride. You get all the people. Enjoy the ride. These are called rice fields here. We make rice. Everyone makes we make our food. Look at all the rice fields, all planted. Taking a little ride, checking out this area. I've never been down here. I don't know where he goes. Oh, he's got some persimmon trees. I got the car behind me. This little rice field up here. More rice fields up here. Let's say. See this is look at that. See that sun. Gun, no fucking guns. You see that? No gun. I'm gonna play no guns here, bitches. Keep your fucking guns and die with them. Go die with your guns. I don't know where I'm going. We're just driving around. Driving around. Checking out this road. Just driving around. Just rise. Oh, look at this here. Oh, model airplanes. Look. Let's go check out these guys here. Found some model airplane. See, you never know what's going to happen here. Let's find out what these people think about Trump. All right. Let's get the translator. Well, they got model airplanes. Let's check it out. I got a special today. Woohoo! Japanese. This is what this is life is about. What are you guys doing? These guys are flying model fucking airplanes. All right, you are my translator. We're at a little place here that's doing model airplanes. What you hear in English, you're going to translate to Japanese. What you hear in Japanese, you're going to translate in English. Look, these two guys come check me out. They're looking at me. They're looking at me. They're like, what are you doing? Let's go out there and look at it. Are we on the right? All right.
It sounds like you're asking about translating between English and Japanese.
Yeah.
While talking about model airplanes.
Yeah.
But your message got a bit jumbled.
Konnichiwa.
Do you want me to listen to English and translate to Japanese?
No. You're going to translate from English to Japanese.
Or maybe you're just excited about this.
You're going to say